Welcome back to another set of three players. Combination number three. What's your favourite combination of player? Is it one, two, or three? Or what is ever going to come next week?
Vote in the comments below.
Yes, who have we not had yet? Szaszachel, Friedrich, and Saffron, maybe? Who knows?
That's true. Who knows?
I think not Szaszachel next week, so it might be Friedrich, Lorenzo, and Saffron. There we go.
Yeah, we go.
Silas will be here.
To be fair, it's similar to picking your Baldur's Gate 3 companions. It's like who's your three?
I don't know yet. I haven't started yet. Tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow.
Go with Thor Halfling Bards. Come on.
Yeah. Maybe that's the next campaign we do. Is it we do
The travelling troubadours.
the joke party? Gotta do it at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So last time we ended with you accepting a score from Lord Scurlock himself. He has asked you to pick up a package from Gadok Station, which is the main train station that goes into Duskval, and escort it to a location in Crow's Foot. The package is being dropped off and picked up by members of the cult who worship Cetera, the same demon that Szaszachel worships, which he has not told you about, it seems. And him and Scurlock and Cetera are in this kind of weird triangle, which we will clearly not find out about for a while because Daryl's gone away from us.
But he teased us so nicely.
He teased us so nicely.
I think it was nice. He kept us cool about it. He didn't like overreact or let anything kind of real poker face.
Yep.
Real like
That's
you
fair
couldn't even
summary.
tell that he was bothered or even slightly worried about the concept. So
I
that's
couldn't,
what's really good.
I
think.
couldn't believe that he took it that long to work it out. It's literally like his rival on
Well, we
his
don't-
character sheet.
Right. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, we don't know how he was even. Yeah. Anyway, but we still don't know anyway. So let's not delve too deeply.
Yes, and if you're watching Daryl, then sorry, but you have to contain your burstingness for another 2 weeks.
So escorting a package from where was it again?
Gadok Station. So I've written it down here on the notes.
That's very helpful. That's
Yes.
really helpful.
Yep, it's my new thing, being helpful.
And deliver it to a location. Cool.
Use
Intros. But we don't know what it is, where the location is, when, why, many things.
you will know where the location to drop it off is.
Okay.
Which
Which is
it'll be some sort of location in Crow's Foot. I mean,
some
you'll be in the abstract, so you will we'll just say
away.
you have the address of the
Some kind of every drop off or Amazon locker or something like that. Some kind
exactly some sort of
Nice.
Amazon locker situation. No, it'll. I mean, maybe Crow's Foot because you've been around for such a long time, but it's I think it's just a nondescript general store. So clearly a front for this cultish machinations.
Did we decide, by the way? Sorry to interrupt. If you're not there for a session, do you still get the downtime activity?
So I think what we decided was if you're not in the score, you don't get the XP. And if you're not in the downtime, you don't get the downtime activities. There is, I mean, it's something we can discuss because if it turns out that people miss a session, they miss their downtime and they're on like max stress, and it becomes a real issue, we can look into that. I know there's a rule where if you overindulge, you can't play your character for a week anyway, and all your stress and wound harm is healed. But I feel like that has to be a choice to make for that payoff.
Yeah, because Lorenzo in the last heist was wounded quite badly, and I feel like he would have just gone to see a doctor in the time that's passed, right?
More
More or less.
Yeah, let's say I'll tell you what we can do. Dum dum dum. Let's say you can just remove one of the level 1 harms.
Okay.
And we can come up with a system at some point. But
oh yeah, you said we all took damage. I noticed last time. I did not take any damage or any harm.
no.
But you did take all my gold.
Oh yes, that needs to. Oh yes, that needs to be rectified, doesn't it? Oh yes.
Yeah. Send me some coin, you thieving bastard.
It was fun because as you were speaking about it, I was like, I know how much will they remember. I knew me and Lorenzo had a coin each, which works out well.
You said going, will they remember? If they don't, I'll just keep quiet.
No, just more interested if you guys figured it out. You know how it is, though. You know.
You've got
we're all scoundrels. We're all scoundrels. You know.
I mean, that is true. You are scoundrels.
But theoretically, yes, Lorenzo and Saffron owe Friedrich and Silas a coin. But that's an in-character discussion to be had.
Silas is going to in-character kick the shit out of you.
Would you want an old man, would you?
No, absolutely.
Fair enough.
You also need to thank them for reducing the stress. I mean, sorry, the heat as well.
Yeah, what did we
you
get down
created.
to? Still quite high.
Well, I don't believe Silas did anything to contribute to the party last session, although he tried.
Is that right? We're still at 4 heat?
Whatever's on the sheet is correct.
Still seems pretty high. But I think we were 1 pip from 1 to, weren't we? So I guess theoretically it's all pretty good. Right.
Right.
So we are planning.
You are now planning, gathering information. You have 10 minutes.
Great.
But to be fair, there's like 3 of you, so maybe like 1 action each.
Great.
And I will fix my Twitch bio. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out.
Didn't call that by chat.
Yeah. Daryl called me out last time. There's so many things to change on the fucking thing.
Gaddock station. We're talking train station, bus station.
Train station.
Great. And we know I feel like we know the item is of mystic nature. We don't think it's like a treasure box or loot or weaponry or drugs. We think it's mystic, right, or some kind of ghouly thing.
I mean, you can hazard a guess, but it really can be anything. Something that would be useful to a cult that has been acquired outside of Dustwell.
Well, I think Saffron doesn't really abide by all the nonsensy, culty stuff. Not that he's ever really enjoyed. He's not really very aware of it, despite how long he's been around. He's always tried to stay pretty clear of it. That said, he didn't even meet this guy. He has no allegiance to this person and his weird old butler. So I think I'm going to try and uncover if there's someone else who'd be interested or would benefit from a shipment that we could divert away from. There's no connection to this fella, and as always, we're trying to help ourselves more than them. I think he offered quite a lot of coin, right? 6 coin, but I don't see any reason we want to help a cult. Saffron definitely doesn't see the benefit of increasing the culty nature of the Dustfold. So I will use my contact, my clever friend Stasia, an apothecary, to see if she knows of any other groups that would be interested or pay well for such a delivery that would be of use.
Okay. What was their name?
Stasia. She's my clever. She's an apothecary, so she trades to a lot of people. So she's in the trade. So she mingles with the people. She deals in. I feel like she's more like. Whereas Saffron's more like underbelly, like selling people the bad drugs. I think she actually does good work, actually helps people. Like she's probably like the only good person that Saffron knows. She actually does help heal people. So she's got quite a good spread of hearing what's going on, knowing the lay of the land.
Okay. And you want to know what are you trying to find out again? Sorry.
Trying to find out if there's anyone else we could divert this from that would want to pay us greatly for this, that would find benefit from this, even if it was keeping out of the cult town, even if that was even like a benefit. Someone else who would pay us for diverting this to them rather than taking it back to Stark.
Yeah, because it's tricky because you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
So that would be her first question.
That would be the first question. Well, the question would be like a cult wants it, so it's going to be
like a loot box, mate.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be gross. I worry it's going to be just a person. That's for like a sacrifice. This is kind of my
body.
Yeah, or an alive body, a person, as you might call them. But either way, okay, looking for someone who'd be interested, maybe even getting into the hands of something like that, the law, or no, just anyone to divert it away from the cult. Just anyone who would reward her. She could slide her some money if she does the goods. Like just basically fuck over the cults.
Okay. And what is Stasia like? How do you know her?
Well, I think, like I said, because they both are, I think she's the yin to his yang. She's actually kind of like uses medicines and drugs to actually help people, to benefit them. She is on the up and up as much as you can be in the Dust Bowl.
The good doctor.
Yeah, exactly. The good doctor. She's younger, but she's maybe like a surrogate daughter type figure, perhaps. Who actually kind of like maybe tries to make a better living out of it. I'm sure she does some dodgy stuff on the side, but generally tries to do well by people. So she's very liked in Crowsford. She's very well respected, and people need her because she actually heals and helps and actually kind of gives people aid and cures. So
nice.
She'd know a lot of the.
For that reason, is she kind of estranged to Saffron? She's trying to distance herself as much as possible.
No, they kind of like the interaction. They know what they're about. They know. They enjoy the yin yang dynamic.
Okay.
They kind of.
Cool.
She likes being drawn to the dark. He likes being drawn to the light a little bit. It's kind of nice.
I feel like as well, maybe like when you were more in your heyday and she was a child and she would like find you in an alleyway and like put a blanket over your take you home and stuff.
Find the right sniffing drugs to actually wake you up rather than like get him out of his stupor.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep. A very Leon situation, I think.
Yes, but
great film.
Frail. Great film.
Much more frail. All right, cool. So I think she. Well, first of all, I need you to roll for it to see what comes of this.
Consort.
Sounds like a consort to me.
It sounds like a consort to me. Right, consort. Here we go. Position.
Risky.
Why is it always risky? Effect.
It's controlled. Superb effect for the whole session, guys. Happy Christmas.
We unlocked the cheat code.
Have a perfect score, and then we can be done in 10 minutes. Did you have fun yet? Anyway.
Give me desperate every time. I need that XP.
That's true. Risky. Let me guess.
Standard.
Oh, there we go. There we go. What a benevolent god you are tonight.
It's Silas who can't get the standard. You can't get controlled.
God, why am I having the brain farts? It already factors. I don't give bonus dice because I have a pip. It already factors that in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bonus dice would come from I push myself. My stress is already quite high. No, I'll have to go regular. I'll go regular. Here we go. How's it go? Not great.
A fail.
Yes.
I think she informs you that taking something without knowing what it is, she's going to find it very hard to find a seller, and she could go and talk to people who would be antagonistic towards this cult, but I think yes, the blue coats would probably take it off your hands, but they're not going to pay you 6 coin plus for it. Like I think anybody on that side of the law would do that, really.
Well, good to know. Good to eliminate options.
Yes. And of course it's risky, so there is a consequence which you don't know about.
I'm shocked a clock didn't just appear, to be honest.
It's in my brain.
Oh no, it's even worse. Secret clock.
I'll put it on the GM layer
Sure.
after the session.
Whatever floats your boat.
I'd rather the clock I see than the one I don't.
Ooh, indeed.
Yeah.
The clock that never ticks.
Ticks most brightly. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I try, guys. I tried.
All right. You're done. Next.
Go on,
Silas he's a more practical soul than Saffron, is looking for ways to complete the job.
It's a shade. It's a shade.
Shady
So
bit.
he would like to spend his time, I think, surveying the pickup location, so the train station. Do we know what size and weight this package is approximately? We've been given that sort of information. Like, do we know if we're going to be carrying an unwieldy thing or?
You know it's carryable. It's heavy, but it's carryable.
Okay.
You know, from the description, you'd probably think of it as like, you know, like a big suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
So like 20, 25 kilos. You can't run with it, you know, but yeah, you can carry it.
Well, he'd like to. I want to survey the station for like all the sort of normal stuff you'd want to know if you were doing your heisty things, right? Like, what do the bluecoats do there? Like, are there checks on things? Where are all the exits? You know, that sort of stuff, so that they can at least have a smooth start to their heist, or their carrying a suitcase mission, which sounds terribly daring. But that's what he's going to do.
Nice.
Maybe the suitcase doesn't have any little wheels on it. Maybe that's what's so daring about it. Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah, that could be daring.
Have you ever tried to get across London with a big suitcase around Christmas?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
quite heavy. 25 kilos.
Maybe it's one of those suitcases you can actually sit on a ride, but it's a bit too fast. Maybe it's electric. That's a bit daring. Mm.
That bit at Euston Station where you got to go outside to go back inside again, that bit's terrifying. All right, so roll me. Sounds like a study or survey.
Yes. Is it position? It's
Yes.
controlled, right?
No, it's risky, I'm afraid.
Is it? It's just checking out a train station, isn't it?
Hanging around a train station. Yeah.
Loitering.
It's not like it's not like there's loads of train stations in Duskval. Like, this is the one place you can kind of get in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So security is obviously quite concentrated there. And normally the people who do leave Duskval are quite wealthy, or kind of at least middle class wealthy. So someone of your type, sort of, you know, skulking around.
What type?
You know, a thuggish bloke on his way back from the fighting pits.
Look. He scrubs up reasonably well when he's not punching people in the face, but I'll take it.
Yeah. If you're not walking straight towards the train platform or a ticket station, then you are inconspicuous.
That checks out.
See it, say it, sort it.
Well, as usual.
Oh yes,
It's
ding.
been sorted.
Sweet.
The Silas fail ding. Bing. One.
It's all right. When it finally matters, he'll come through.
Yeah, I was going to give you standard effect as well, but doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. Sounds like it would be going to be a useful thing to do.
No, it's still a failure, unfortunately, on the 3.
No, I know.
Yeah.
We're all striking out.
Yeah.
I know I'm still a failure. Thanks, Dad.
Look, you can't even come back from Cologne without causing a ruckus. What makes you think you can stake out a train station?
It was such a ruckus.
So you notice stuff that you probably already knew about Gaddock Station.
It's got doors.
It's got doors. There are trains that go in and out sometimes, and people come on and off with bags. You do.
Sad.
I mean, it's hard not to spot the odd blue coat patrol, but that would be as expected. So yes, unfortunately, nothing advantageous for you, sir.
Should be a pretty simple plan we put in place then, and we'll see how that goes.
Yep. Go on then, Lorenzo Vincetti. This is the spider's bread and butter, surely.
Yeah, and I'm kaput on ideas. Can I like meet the contact? Like, can I find out who the contact is and then meet him first?
So I think the contact will be coming on the train with the package, so they won't be in Duskwall until the pickup.
Okay.
You could talk to the person you're dropping it off to in Crowsford. Go check out the drop off.
Do you know who that is?
So this would be the culty people.
Okay. Yeah. Let me go have a perusal.
All right,
cool.
cool.
Let me have a gander.
Yeah.
Bit of a chinwag.
So you find the so you head to the address, the drop-off address, and it's a very nondescript general store. Empty, no patrons, and you go inside, and there is a very normal-looking man, sort of middle-aged, behind the counter. And as you enter, he looks up and says, yes, is there something I could help you with?
Hello there. Okay, I need to make sure I don't go to Christopher Walken and stay in Mafioso. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Hello there, my good sir. How are you doing today?
And he just looks really nervous because this has never ever happened before in the history of running this shop. But he's fine. And yourself, sir?
Not too bad. Now I'm looking to have a bit of a conversation with yourself. I'm gonna be dropping off a package for you in the coming days. I'm sure you've heard about this already. A package for Lord Scurlock.
And he looks nervously about, even though there's no one in the shop, and he says, yes, that is true. So you were the delivery team. That is good to know. But I was not expecting you to come here. This is most out of the ordinary.
That may be, but I like to get a lay of the land and get to know who I'm delivering my goods to. See if they're worthwhile. Are
you well, sir?
Sorry, this is not the guy we're delivering it to. This is the guy we're picking it up from, right?
No, this is the place we are dropping it off.
All right, okay. So we're picking it up from the train station. Okay, my bad. And dropping it off here.
I think somebody comes in from like the back, who looks a bit more rough and ready, and he kind of stares you down. Says, is there a problem out here? Go to my name generator quickly.
Can I call a timeout? I don't know what information I'm trying to get here. I didn't really think that far ahead. I'll own up. I fucked up earlier.
It doesn't show.
I mean, a good tip for this game, because because action rolls are like you do one action roll for like a whole situation. It's always good to know what do you want out of something, like what you're doing. What is the desired effect? And the desired effect could just be you fishing for details about the package, potential issues that could come up, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Information is power.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you were just... What you're doing is you're at the drop-off location, even getting information about, like, the route getting there, knowing is it close to the river, is it exposed, do we have alleyways? It'd be quite nice to know at least kind of what the end point of our goal is, so at least we kind of know where we're headed to, if there are any kind of ambush spots, or anything like that, maybe.
Right, okay. In that case, I'll be like, I think I got the wrong shop. I bet you a fine fellow would do. See you on the other side.
You have gone walking. You've gone walking again.
I just will leave.
that is more walking than anything else.
I got the wrong shop. Sorry.
And then I turn around last second. Actually, I think I forgot. What is the way to the train station? Can you describe the way?
Nice.
Do the old Columbo.
This was McDonald's.
Where's my Big Mac?
So this is
extra gherkins.
This is several districts. We can go over to the map actually. So you can see in the night market number 4 on the map, that is Gadok Station.
Oh yeah, I see the train station there. Yeah, man.
So let's. It's
quite a way to Crow's Foot.
Good job we have a boat.
Yeah.
Looks like we're off for another boat battle.
Take your luggage down the Thames, mate. Easy. Circumnavigate all the tube bollocks.
So what you did find out, Lorenzo, was that the drop-off location is a good 200 meters away from the nearest canal. So you will actually have to do... Yeah, because you went to the actual drop-off location. So you noted that there was no canal nearby for like an easy scoot and drop off. So this will have to be delivered by hand.
I think for my role, I could peruse down the street and just have a slow little stroll from where the score is to the drop-off, and just see if I can study on my way there to see if there's anything like peculiar or any like choke points we should be aware of, like where we could be ambushed potentially.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I haven't been playing any music this whole time. Oh no. The mood is ruined.
So I'm going down what I think will be our preferred route, and then looking out for any ambush locations or anything out of the ordinary.
Yep.
I'm studying. What position would that put me in?
I think controlled. You're just walking around Crow's Foot. That's what you do every day.
Yeah. And stand effect?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say limited because this is only like one area of your route.
Oh, so I can't do the whole route.
You could walk the entire route or like scope it out as much as possible, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was going to go for.
Okay, I'll still say it's limited effect because you're going to smuggle by boat, so you can't quite scope out all the rivers.
Yeah.
Unless you want to push yourself.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay.
I mean, sorry, exchange.
No,
you can exchange position for effect if you wish.
No, let's go back to the first thing, because I presumed we were just going to walk it, but no, we're taking the boat, aren't we? We're taking it from the pickup to the boat, then we're taking the canals to Crow's Foot, then we're going to take it to the drop-off on foot again. So let me just peruse the streets in Crowfoot. for controlled and standard. Oh no, controlled and limited, you said. Yes?
Yes.
Bah! 3 3s.
Let me just get the...
That's a miserable old roll, isn't it?
Wait, so you've all got 3s?
Yeah.
I think so. Have you weighted the dice?
Aha! Maybe.
I knew he'd admit it one day.
GM tricks. Alright. So yes, unfortunately, the gathering information rolls have fared poorly. Maybe you're just... Maybe you thought Friedrich and Szaszachel would be taking care of it, but they've abandoned their posts. Abandoned your post? Right. Alright, well, nothing for it then, chaps. It's the engagement roll.
Okay. Are we done? It's just now you do it?
I think we should just go ahead and do it.
But I mean,
Let's see what happens.
there's nothing more that's done before the engagement roll. You've got all the information to do that.
Oh, well, actually, no. So we should pick the type of
The way of doing
plan and the detail.
Oh, yes.
So, and actually, I read that because one of these is transport, and obviously as smugglers, you would just pick that every time. Apparently, this other group, they don't pick that one. They pick the others, and that's the type of transport that they're doing. So, like, assault is like just fucking flooring it, and then occult is doing something spooky, and stealth is obviously whatever, self-described. So what would it be? Assault, deception, stealth, occult, or social?
See, I was thinking we'd go occult, but then Daz isn't here, so that doesn't really fit what we could possibly do. Assault seems a bit dramatic.
We don't have a great deal of deceptive power in this current trio, do we?
No.
Yeah, and you don't have that much information on the score, so you don't really know.
I'm like in a social. Just hope he's walking there and just try and just talk it through. Let's just schmooze him.
Schmooze him. Me and Saffron are pretty schmoozy.
If you give me a little stool to sit on, have a little rest, catch my breath.
So for social, the detail you'll need is a social connection.
That would have helped with Daryl, wouldn't it? Okay, we're missing that as well. Okay.
Looks like it's assault.
That's a terrible idea.
But it doesn't mean we actually have to assault anyone, right?
Read us assault.
I mean, do violence to a target, so detail the point of attack. I think the only one you've got left is stealth. Or we can just say bog standard transport, but
I feel like I'd like to add some sort of spice to what currently sounds like
spice, you say?
From A to B.
The spice.
The melange.
So I would say, why don't we try stealth? Because inevitably what's going to happen is we're going to try and sneak it out and get all out craftily, and then that's probably not going to actually happen, and then we'll be in the middle of assault anyway.
Correct.
It sounds like the last heist on repeat, so we're familiar with that.
It should be significantly less complicated to pull off. Should.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's go stealth. And can we, I assume a big part of the plan, we're just trying to get it to our boat and do most of the work on the boat again. Is that the vibe?
I think so. I think it's a long way to go on foot if it was if without a car.
Yeah.
Or
Saffron has no help carrying heavy things, so it'd be the two of you carrying it as well, just so you know.
The boat is truly the goat in the Emporium, but it is a bit ghostly now. It isn't now truly damned, right?
It is.
I think
that had to be retconned because I got entanglements wrong again.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So it's not damned.
I have a feeling it will be at some point though.
There was another questioning by Inspector Campbell again. Instead, I think he questioned.
Did he get paralysed this time, or?
No. this was for the entanglement. So after he woke up paralyzed in that cupboard with that butler, he interrogated someone. I can't remember who he interrogated.
I'm gonna go back and clip that, just because I can look at that when I'm sad, because that made me laugh so much. It's like him mid-sentence being paralyzed, and he's like, "You."
Oh, Saffron.
Brilliant.
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 All right. So I'm assuming the route is, as you know, the most efficient route. You're not picking any particular route.
I'm thinking if that's the base, down past Char Hollow, through Coleridge, swoop back up towards Night Market, down the main river, park the boat, hop on.
Can we draw the route? We can draw the route, right?
If you want to, but you don't really need the route's not going to make that much difference.
I'm thinking then we just park up under this bridge. There we go. Leave the boat under the bridge, and then we, get in, get out.
All right, cool. I mean, that's your lair, not the drop off, but yeah.
Why not this route? Throw him off.
It's certainly one plan. No, that was more getting from the layout. That was getting from the dropout to the. Oh, you want us to plot a route to get away? I thought you plotted a route to get there.
No, it's fine. Lorenzo's losing a tail.
Or 3.
Yeah.
We should have 3 boats and just, all be on one boat each. Throw them off. There are a few red herons in there.
That's true.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's real Ocean's 11 shit.
We'll call that the Lorenzo line. Just going back and forth. Stopping off at all the sites. Okay, so we've done the plan and the detail. Now the item loadouts.
Get a few tourists on the boat.
Okay, so I was thinking to mix up
the 6 towers.
I feel like I'm just using the same stuff over and over again, so I'm going to look.
And on your left here's Dunslow's prison.
It's going to be
end up here, folks.
It might be controversial, but I'm going to leave my blowgun and darts behind. Although I get one of them.
Trusty blowpipe.
I get one of them for free though, so it's pointless to not. There's light. It just slips in. It doesn't even cost me a pip. But I need the chemicals. So it does seem to like, well, something climbing gear, burglary gear, subterfuge supplies. What are those? A theatrical.
Subterfuge supplies and
guys,
not being the pickup, but posing as a blue coat.
You wanna
guys?
Well, pose as a blue coat as part of the escort. Because if anyone can.
You definitely, because it's a reversible cloak and a distinctive hat, so it could be a blue coat hat and then a forged badge of office. So you could even take like a blue coat's badge.
Okay, look, guys,
Right.
I've got a plan. These subterfuge supplies, they come with a theatrical makeup kit. So I'm
gonna cross-dress.
Well, I thought I'd try and think of something that was slightly stealth and deception, rather than just be like, yeah, muscle.
No, I'm thinking Saffron could set up near there and be like a busker, do his face up kind of something like a kabuki theater kind of thing, and have all his potions puffing smoke and be like a entertainer distracting while you guys sneak in and get out.
Well, presumably we don't actually need to sneak in and out. We just need to avoid being asked any questions. Because it's just a train station, right?
They won't be asking questions if there's kabuki theater going on the side with Saffron making all kinds of fuss. I'll tell you what.
I think you should make a lovely distraction.
Yeah.
Saffron is going to be a distraction. Although we don't choose what we're taking. Sorry, I'm going light. Sorry,
dress up like a geisha.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Seduce the crowd.
You're going normal.
Silas only ever goes
an
normal.
illusion, never boat. And don't forget you need to think about the pickup and the in transit and the drop off obstacles that you will face as well.
Mm.
Well, Lorenzo scouted out the the drop off, so that's fine. We know that it's absolutely fine. He
That's
perfectly.
true. That's what my weapons are for. Right.
So everyone picked their load.
Yep.
Are we going light?
I'm going light, but
Silas is probably already making a huge mistake saying he's going to pose as a blue coat. That should make it spicy.
All right, cool. Nothing for it then, but to roll the engagement.
You try not to fuck us this time.
he can try. He can try.
I will try my very best. But Lady Luck is my mistress.
I hate this roll. This roll never goes well for us.
You've had a risky and a desperate so far. You're Oda controlled. So
that's
Why
how.
would you say that? Why would you say the words?
you're owed it. It's coming. I can feel it. So you got one for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Not really.
Is it overly
Just was a blue coat.
Is it
That's
over? Or is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? I'm going to say neither of those.
No, I agree.
Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Is the
I
target
don't think about it.
is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defense or special weapons? No. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Well, we tried.
What
I tried.
operation? We have no idea we don't know what the operation is.
Surely, can Daryl not count as technically a friend or help? He must have insights on. I feel like even if he's not here, what is the in-world reason for Daryl not being here? Do we have a good? Is he just off the corner sweating?
He's in the outhouse shaking.
Yeah, I feel like the the in-universe explanation for people missing sessions is probably just didn't fit up to it.
But Daryl, I mean, Szaszachel would be all about this as a transporting mystical artwork. But I love the idea of him. Yes, he's still he's just so flummoxed by the big reveals or whatever that he's just he's incapacitated.
Yes.
So he's no good to us. No, I've got nothing for friends. It's not even a weapon supply. But he used our Perkins, but it's not even weapons, and so he can't help us in that, can he?
You don't even know what it is, yeah.
Exactly.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Not that you know of, so it sounds like all of those modifiers. Oh wait, lower tier or higher tier target? No, not really. This is kind of the issue with the smuggling crew type, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll end up changing.
You can change.
What's the problem? Is that it's a bit basic what we do, or?
I think the game, from what I've read, people are pretty convinced that I think smugglers and hawkers, so people like sell drugs, are not really catered to by the rules very much. It's more focused on assassins, shadows, who are basically like saboteurs, and like the thuggy types who just go ahead and smash stuff up.
Yeah, maybe we'll have it. Maybe we should have a talk about that after this and see if we want a little bit of a pivot, because I mean, while the score can definitely still be very interesting, I think the setup for the score in general for a smuggling op,
it's always just a thing.
It's go here, get that. Like, what super interesting plan can we make about that, or what drama does it build into itself?
To be fair,
however, I expect we're going to get a desperate position. It's going to be very dramatic anyway.
We shouldn't. There's only one modifier, right?
It's just one dice.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, you got a 50-50 chance to get risky or desperate.
Because I feel like last time we had a bunch of modifiers, and that made it guaranteed to be. I get some modifiers good and some bad, I suppose.
But they were all bad modifiers.
Right.
I think you equaled out. I think at 0 dice. I think last time.
So 1's better though if you get to choose. 0 is like pick the worst one, right?
1, you just get 1 number dice roll, so it's better than,
better than
2,
0.
take the lowest, yeah.
Great. Here we go.
Alright. Here we go.
I don't know what we want. 6, I guess.
Number of dice. Oh no.
DOS. Oh, that's not good.
Well, it seems like no one can roll a good dice today. 3, 3, 3, 2.
Is that good? It's not good, is it?
No.
Are you actually asking?
I don't know, man. Like,
Is a 2 ever good?
no, but like, is it just like 1, 2, 3 is 1 and 4, 5, 6 is another, or is it just trying to roll like a good score like we would normally?
Yeah. So it's like an action roll. So
Right. Okay.
So
action roll,
so
action, right.
so
6 we're looking for.
So 1 to 3 is a bad result. You start in a desperate position. 4 to 5 is a mixed result, so you're in a risky position, and a 6 is you're in a control position. Critical, exceptional result.
All right. So what has gone? That's why
What's up, danger?
What's up, danger? That's why I quite like this
What's
whole.
up, danger?
We know nothing. We've planned nothing. Yet suddenly it's going to be just completely desperate.
You know what?
We're just
Our
walking.
heists aren't daring, but they become daring through the engagement roll.
Absolutely. All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
Every
What could
time.
possibly- We've literally
All right.
stepped off our boat, and then what? A troll emerges from the building.
I think you're standing in the station, and then as the train pulls in, it just leaps off the track, and it turns into a Decepticon, and starts blasting.
The machine spirit comes alive.
Megatron. Brilliant.
That could happen though. The ghosts run the trains, right? They are ghost trains.
Maybe.
They're run by spirits.
I
I
mean,
thought there's vehicles that have spirits in them that they run off that.
the hulls, I think, are like that.
Yeah.
But the trains, I think, are powered by Leviathan blood, or probably Leviathan blood, not electroplasm. Right, cool. Okay, so just for a start, there are no
Right.
Decepticons, unfortunately, yet. So here's what happens: you meet the contact for the drop-off. Sorry, the pickup. He's dropping it off. You're picking it up. You meet by the side of where the station kind of has a small dock out of the way. Actually, it's quite a big dock because a lot of stuff is put onto boats. And him and 2 other kind of shadowy figures wheel this crate over towards you, and you can see that it's not just a normal wooden crate like some of the other ones that you can see stacked up. It's more metallic, and it has dials on it and tubes and pipes that come in and go back inside. And you would suspect, maybe Saffron, that this is once again an example of spark craft, the melding of machine and ghost and the arcane. And as they drop it off or put it down in front of you, sort of gingerly, and the contact is cowled, has his hood up, and he says to you, the mistress will be very glad to receive this. Yes, make sure that you do not disturb the box. You must keep it upright, so do not make sure that there is no direct sunlight upon it. And he's kind of giving you these instructions, basically, to treat it very carefully.
Saffron's fingers are like itching it. Is like wrecking tools. There's tinkering tools. He's just like, oh my god, I've got to crack this thing open. I've got to fucking see how it works.
And as you
Is it what time of day is it? Is it nighttime?
Is it?
Dusk.
Maybe. Well, it's always dusk and duskfall.
Yeah.
No. Well, apparently,
That shouldn't be too much of a problem then.
apparently it's almost brighter at night because of the moon. which is still intact.
So direct sunlight shouldn't be a problem then.
There's no such thing as no direct sunlight because of the sun has shattered.
He just said keep it out of direct sunlight.
Store in a cool, dry place. Refrigerate after opening. You know.
Fucking, I'm opening this box, mate.
And so they turn to you and they say, "Okay, the great mistress be with you," and does like a weird sign, and then they kind of look over their shoulder and scuttle away. And as you kind of think that's a bit weird, and then you see, as you go to move the crate into your boat, you see approaching you from the dockside one of the patrols of bluecoats. And as you see them watching the cultists run off, they kind of go, "Oh, what's all this then?"
Flashback.
How did you know? Can I flashback, pretty please, sir? To a time, cast your mind back to a couple of years ago when Silas is but an up-and-coming sergeant of the Bluecoats. And obviously he knows many of them. Can we say that Silas knows hopefully the sort of leader of this little patrol is coming over?
I feel like you're going to keep doing this for every bluecoat you ever encounter. I'm trying to think. What is the limitation?
Last time it was that he had prearranged some bribery. He has to make use of his contacts, but yeah, you got to set the limits or how much that connection can be exploited. But that's one of the main things he does bring to the party. So
what relationship would you want to have with this bluecoat?
It's not a knows well. It's not like a pal,
right?
But knows who it is.
Okay. Do the bluecoats look favourably to you as an ex-copper?
I think it would be mixed. I think during Silas's time in the Bluecoats, he's, I would say, pretty standard. He's known for his, like, perhaps unnecessary brutality, but that's not massively out of kilter for the Bluecoats, I imagine. No. But having been thrown out, I imagine many of them don't.
Yeah,
so a mixed bag.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, because you went to prison, right? So I'm trying to think, would the random Bluecoat, would they, if they knew you, would they be like, how would they react to you? Do you know what I mean? What they would think of you?
My attempted solution at this is not predicated on them being friendly.
Okay. So you know them, you know each other by name, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay. We'll say that's one stress then.
There you go.
Just to know them.
So this is where it all gets a bit more deadly. Okay, so Silas strides over to them confidently. He's how am I going to say? He's probably like, he's not trying to look like, he's not like looking about in the face, whatever. He's got his cloak on. He's maybe got like a little bit wrapped dress. So he's like, you know, they may not recognize him yet, but he's dressed in the uniform. So he kind of can stride over and say, how would they greet each other? Trying to think, how would a bunch of Bluecoats say hello?
That is a good question, and whenever we decide, will be canon.
Because hello, chaps. That doesn't feel quite right.
Maybe they say something like a bit stonemasony, Freemasony, and it's a bit like something like the coats.
Like, by the cloak.
Yeah. By the coat.
Yeah. All right. So he shouts over, by the coats, gentlemen. This is a sanctioned operation. May I speak with your patrol leader?
The man steps forward. This is the one that you want to know.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he steps forward. And he says, Templeton, is that you? Blimey, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you? You're back on the force, are you?
In the flesh. I'm working on special operations now. You know, once they've taken you out for a little sabbatical. Sometimes they bring you back for the jobs that you know, that we can't have everyone knowing about.
I think one of the privates is like, sabbatical. I heard you were in Dunslow for corruption.
Yes, well, that's what they want you to think. It's what makes me an effective operator.
Nice. Okay. So what is your aim here?
He's currently
just to divert them off.
He's toying up at the moment whether or not he can divert them through pleasant or unpleasant means.
Yeah. Yep.
At the moment, since his falsehood so far is holding up, he will continue on that road. So he wants to tell them. As I said, this is a sanctioned operation, and time is in fact of the essence. So, is there anything that you need here, or can we be on our way and you can stop hampering this operation, Sergeant?
Time to roll me something, I believe.
Well, what I'm going to go is I'm going to argue that he can command this because he is attempting to command them off.
Yep.
Position sounds risky. Or is it already desperate?
I think it's desperate because we're starting in a desperate position. And, you know, my gut is saying this is limited effect, but I think with the flashback, I think it's standard.
And the subterfuge supplies. My fake badge.
Yes. Yeah. You can have standard.
Hey-yo!
You've got the MI7 ID.
It's that bit in Jingle All the Way when he's like, this is the worst operation I've ever seen.
It feels like, from the position we are in, which is starting off desperate, it's worth Silas pushing himself on this one.
Okay.
So is that's 2 stress, is it?
Yes. Yep.
He's going to be stressed by the end of this day. So that's 1 bonus dice.
Yep.
Unless Lorenzo wants to help.
He just can't do a good roll, can he? at least I got a 4.
4s are bad.
It's better than a 3.
Or a 2.
All right, I'm just gonna quickly check.
Didn't you guys reference another Arnie film last week?
Probably.
Was it Dad? No, someone thought he said Daddy Daycare, but it was something else that was said. Was that what it was?
Put the cookie down.
That's Jingle All the Way again.
God damn it. Daddy Daycare. Who else is in that?
That might not even be. Oh, is it? That's not
Yeah.
even. That's not even. Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
What a movie, by the way. I forgot about that one completely. And Steve Zahn.
Wow, Zahn,
right. So
Jeff Garlin.
you have a success with a consequence. A desperate consequence at that. I think the sergeant turns to the private and says, "Pack it in, will ya? Templeton may have gone down to Dunslow, but he did some good work when he was on the coats. When he was with the coats. If he says he's in special operations, then that's what he is."
This is Inspector Gamble coming out again.
This is another person with a similar accent. It's a fantasy city. There's all different accents.
Everyone's Irish.
Everyone's just from Belfast.
Maybe I should re-examine my personal biases when all of these. All these
I re-examine my personal biases.
Fine. Well, no, it was like Greywater fastness was full of like Nordic and Spanish people, you know, and this is kind of no.
Yeah, Celtic.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. Fine. I'm trying to think what this desperate consequence is. Do anyone have any ideas?
It's always weird getting a
consequence need to be now, or can it be consequence for later? I suppose it makes more sense if it's a in the moment consequence.
It can be either. It can also be.
I mean, something simple like they just talk to the inspector later on, and they.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
They're like, "Oh, I had this weird encounter with Templeton," and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, it could be a bit more of a clue.
The private runs his mouth off at some point when he gets back, and suddenly it's a bit trickier for Silas to do this sort of thing, or that someone wants to come and have a word.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't, but it works.
Also, because you are kind of researching him for your long-term project, right? Which makes it more risky to do that. So maybe your long-term project becomes desperate.
Ooh.
You're researching Inspector Campbell.
Yes, in case we need to have a word.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
Set him up.
I meant to. Well, it's not the time. I had a fun concept. They brought up the idea, Loz, that a way to reduce your wanted level or even your heat was to frame an adversary for the crime. I don't know if that's what's doing the guys. For me, I was like, I fucking want to get frame Campbell for everything. They kill two birds with one stone. But I think
smuggle
Silas
a bomb into his office.
Something like that. And so Silas is just kind of currently investigating, like tracking him, checking his movements, trying to figure out what he's like.
Looking for ways he could blackmail him or kill him.
Or frame him.
Finding out who his mistresses are. Getting the dirt on him.
That's it.
He has a very particular taste in women.
Irish. It's not very exotic, it's just what it is, you know?
No, have you ever met an Irish person dating an Irish person?
That's happens. A really good point.
Coming over here, stealing our women.
And our men.
And this is why they're always the baddies in my adventure.
Outrageous.
No, it's not true. It's not true. All my Irish fans out there, you know I love you.
Breen, if you're watching.
Breen.
This one's for you.
Yeah. Oh, he was from anyway.
My blended my accents by accident.
Yeah.
With our luck, the one Irish fan will be named Campbell. And take great offence to everything.
And make good soup.
Ah.
And is also a cop in real life.
So I think, that's a good desperate consequence. I think something else happens because this is also part of the engagement rule. So I think what happens is as the sergeant turns to leave, I think what happens is the sergeant decides that now that's all sorted. Yeah, chat. What if they kick the box? Piece of junk. I think what happens is this sergeant. Let's give him a name. Sergeant Bowden. I think he starts having just a chin wag with you. He just says, "Oh, speaking of old times, did you ever, when you were in Dunslow, did you ever see so and so who was supposed to have been there?" And he just starts talking to you about like blue coat shit. Whilst that's happening, I don't know who's carrying the box or looking after the box.
Not Saffron. It's far too heavy for him.
Not Saffron. Lorenzo, you're carrying. You're a burly bloke. And in character as well. I thought you were you were on the Leviathan ships and stuff.
Yeah, but like tall and slender.
Okay, fine. I thought you'd be doing the lines on the Leviathan ships and stuff.
Have you seen Luca Changretta? He's like lanky as fuck.
Have you seen Christopher Walken?
Have you seen Inspector Campbell? He's a chubby bloke, chubby Irish fella.
Yeah. Look, all older actors are chubby. Yeah, they live good lives. Anyway. Well, who's looking after this box then? What are you both doing this whole time?
So I'm torn, right? Because the plan...
He wants to reverse engineer the box, so he probably shouldn't. I'll carry it.
It sounds like it's wheeling it, not carrying it, right? Or is it feel like it's on something? Is it literally got to pick it up now and carry it?
Yeah, pick it up, put it on your boat.
All right.
Is it shrouded?
That's pretty visible,
what,
I think.
In mist?
Is it... No, is it like wrapped like a baby? Or is it...
It's a big crate.
Oh, okay.
It needs something thrown over it, that's for sure.
Because when he was handed it, it said it had dials and like pipes coming out of it.
Yeah.
So it's quite like strange looking. So it's going to draw quite a bit of attention. So can I use my subterfuge supplies to cover it?
I think from the boat you'll have like camo netting and rags and things you could throw over it.
There we go, sorted. Alright, it's on the boat, covered.
But as you do that and you place it down, and maybe you look up to Silas talking to this blue coat and starting to get impatient, you start to hear the box tick.
Right, well this is the time. I was torn because I wanted to go with my Kabuki theatre idea, but it seems I was distracted. But upon seeing such an incredible device, Saffron absolutely wants to start taking this thing apart and investigating it through either wrecking and tinkering to try and get to the bottom of what's inside of it. So if it's on the boat, oh god, the clock's appeared. Oh no, it's gone. It's hiding it. What was that cheeky guy? I can still see it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to see it.
Oh right, I think you're trying to hide it.
I know nothing I say now will change Saffron's ideas or mine, but I don't think taking apart the item we're meant to be delivering is a good idea if we want that pay.
He's never done a good idea in his life, unfortunately.
That's fair enough. Go on as you will.
Okay, well, Saffron gets out his fine tinkering tools and his fine wrecking tools.
Can anyone else hear the tinkering, or is it just me so far?
The tinkering?
The ticking.
I think, well, if you're in proximity to the box, you can hear it.
We've already lost the segment. What's going on there?
It started ticking while Silas is waiting for Silas.
Okay, great. Well, we're not waiting. Saffron
Excuse
goes.
me, fellas. I think we should make a departure. I think our purchase a buyer is quite.
Silas just coughs loudly as he can over the word buyer.
Lorenzo. I think we just you get the boat going. I'll sort out this box. Don't you worry. Leave Silas to distract him.
Looks up and says, "Oh yes, I know Rogers. He did the tattoos. Yes, I've got one of my own. Can't show it to you here though. So anyway, we are on a tight schedule, I'm afraid."
I'm tinkering with the box.
Saffron, get the blue pipe.
I didn't bring it. I only brought my fine tinkering tools and fine wrecking tools. I'm tinkering with the box.
God damn it. Right, I'm getting the boat moving. Fuck you guys.
The blue coat's he's like, that's he's like, I shall let the rest of the boys know that you're back in business. Maybe we'll see you down the Blue Tavern. the coats and Swan Tavern.
The coats of arms.
The coats of arms. There you go. It's canon.
Well, they like to keep me out of sight on the whole. But hey, Maybe I'll catch you around.
Take it easy, son. All right, boys. Let's get on with it.
With you.
I'm tinkering with the box. Right, so I have got my fine tinkering tools out. That includes a finely crafted set of tools for detailed mechanist work. I am just lightly at the moment prying at some dials, trying to see where the tinkering's coming from, see if there's any clear indication, trying to see if I can see any elements of where wires go back to, or kind of like, just get a sense of what there is liquid flowing through these pipes. Is it getting hotter? Is it what's happening with the box? I'm doing right old tinker, just like really kind of like, starting to pry a little anything I can pry off of it that's not valuable. I start kind of getting the inner mechanics of it. I'm just kind of chipping bits off.
I don't think you should be messing with
just
the
drive
package.
the boat. Just drive the
God damn
boat.
it.
Keep eyes forwards.
All right, so the boat's
Silas, please tell him to stop messing with the box.
What's in the box?
You be so fucking unhelpful.
Silas, have you ever heard of something that ticks before? What usually follows a ticking noise?
My what, Saffron?
An explosion, you buffoon. This is clearly we're in a devastating situation. I'm trying to save our lives here. Stand back and let me do my work. This is what I do best.
What have you missed?
Roll me to tinker.
Oh, I'll roll you some tinker, mate. And I'll
What
push
if your
myself
arthritis
as well.
kicks in, Saffron, and you slip up and explode it yourself?
My knees, ankles, neck, back, shoulders, toes have gone, but my hands and wrists are as nimble with tools as they've ever been.
I thought you were going to start burst into song then.
My head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Right, tinkering, and I'm going to push myself as well.
Yeah, he's lost. He's finally gone.
If he sings to the box, does he get another dice?
I think Saffron.
Position would be controlled, yeah.
I think in a few sessions. No, what? Maybe in a certain amount of sessions time, and then Saffron's just becomes a ghost on the boat. He becomes the ghost on the boat.
Maybe.
And you get to play both him and your new character.
Whee! When this bomb blows up.
You get to play Stars yet? Anyway, that'd be for another time. Season 2.
All right.
Desperate, risky.
Hey, I'm going to assist Saffron.
Thank you.
By going over to him and being like, Saffron, please just be a bit more careful with what you're doing. Take a bit more time to analyze and study the box.
All right, I'll
stop. You go prying with your tools.
I'll stop taking drugs for a few seconds.
Yeah.
You've persuaded me.
To steady your nerves.
Okay, good idea. Make it out soon. Yeah.
I don't think anyone would say that someone saying do better whilst they're doing something would help in any way. So I'm afraid, unless you can come up with a way that you're actually helping, it's going to be a normal tinker, desperate position.
Why do you say normal tinker? What's going on there?
Pardon?
You said normal tinker.
No, you're not getting a +1.
Yeah. So a normal.
Oh, so yes, without the budget. I'm using fine tinkering tools. That usually does them, right? With it being like a tier higher. How does that affect things?
So the Sparkwrights are tier 5. So all of their tech is quite advanced. I'm sorry. This is basically me setting the DC of the roll, right? You know, like, why can't I use my pliers to open up this box?
And this is me whinging about it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be standard if it didn't. Right. Desperate. Effect.
Limited.
Huh?
Limited.
Limited.
Why can't you just be normal? God damn it.
I am.
You better roll a fucking 6.
He's farming that desperate XP, bro.
Oh yeah, thank you.
By blowing up our boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's in playbook advancement, right? Yeah, there you go. Lovely. Okay. I'm pushing myself as well. Just so you know.
It's not playbook advancement. It's the attribute advancement.
Every time I have to make in that actions attribute. Yes, thank you. I get that on every single freaking time. Oh, it's all. It's only insight.
How about assist Saffron by holding his tools, like going into the right tools in the toolbox?
It's a success. You didn't actually tell me what you were trying to do, though.
Trying to. I'm trying to either stop the ticking noise, deactivate it, or discover the source of ticking noise. I'm trying to gain control over this trying to stop the clock. Just trying to get control over this box in some way. Trying to stop the clock. Trying to stop the ticking noise. Find the source of ticking noise. Identify what the fuck's going on with this box, basically.
What's the game show where they say stop the clock?
What's the game show where they say stop the clock?
Oh, it's the Cube, isn't it? Isn't it the Cube?
I don't know.
The Cube. The Wheel.
Oh, I haven't watched that in so long.
The weakest link. The weakest link.
So insane.
Maybe. Sorry, that was a bad tangent. So yes, you rolled a success. You do the thing. So you tinkering with this box, and you manage to get off a panel very gently, so you can see inside all of these mechanisms and whirring things and cogs and all this. It's kind of like a steampunk PC, far above your pay grade, I'm afraid, but
lots of RGB.
Exactly. But it's steampunk, so it's like silver and bronze and
gold.
SBS? Yeah.
SPG.
SPG.
Yeah.
Yes, so the ticking noise is far beyond your comprehension, I'm afraid. But
it's very rude.
You surmise that nothing good will happen when the ticking ends.
Oh, thank God I rolled a 6.
I mean,
nothing?
It was a guess before, and now you know for sure, right?
Oh, wicked. Okay. Right. So now I start wrecking the box. No, wait. Let's give it a moment. Silas, you might want to have a look.
That was your limited effect, by the way. So you don't do what you set out to do.
No, of course. But nothing blew up yet.
No.
So I consider that a huge win right now.
And no consequence, so I can't tick it down further.
Okay, but like, what are we? So what are we looking at? It's just pipes with like gas and fluid. It's just stuff whirring. What is it? Mechanical or like chemical? Is it look ghostly? If that can even be described as a thing.
I mean, it's
what can I see inside?
It's Sparkcrack technology, so it is a mix. You know, it has like it has like ghost. Arcane source. You know, there's sort of electroplasm whirring around it and stuff. You know, it has the potential to go boomba and to explode quite nastily. It seems very technical. It could do a number of things. It could be a sort of an anti-ghost weapon. The Sparkwrights are known for creating the lightning towers that stop the ghosts from entering the city. This could be part of that technology.
Silas, have a look at this.
Great. Well, we appear to not be dead, so good job, I guess. It's still ticking.
Yes.
And have you learned anything besides the fact it's still ticking?
Well, what I did, I took off this panel very carefully, and if you look very closely inside, it's very, very complicated. And this is what I've learned. I think we should hastily move.
I, for once, am inclined to agree with you, Saffron. I believe we should be on our way.
I will continue to tinker with the device. Get the boat moving as fast as we can. Maybe you sit on the back and paddle.
Saffron, I have ceased agreeing with you. You should not tinker further with the box. Maybe just take a seat and smoke your pipe.
I'll smoke your pipe, you son of a grubber.
Saffron.
Yeah. It's the perfect time. We're all going to die.
Get a room, you do.
Let's go. Quickly.
I'm
trying to think what's in my tool. Like, in a film, they'd, like, spray it with, like, cold stuff to slow down the fuse, wouldn't they? I'm trying to see if I know that.
Silas, at this point, has just wandered off to start the boat.
Hey, the boat's
I'm
going.
already driving.
Yeah, we're moving.
He's gone to stand
coal.
somewhere where he doesn't have to deal with the Saffron claiming he's going to tinker more. He's just going to sort of grumble at the side.
Can I?
Why does nothing ever go to plan? Should have stayed in the blue coats.
Can I try hooking up an electroplasmic battery to the device?
I mean, it's already running
Silas is going to attach an electroplasmic battery to your nipples.
he might like that. He might like that. You don't know.
The Templeton special, as it was known.
Can I just draw my concealed palm pistol, point it behind me at Saffron? Saffron, would you please step away from the box? Stop tinkering with it before you doom us all.
If you think a pistol in the face will stop me doing what I do, you've not known me very well. I once had 12. Leg. That's fine, I can't feel anything in my legs anyway.
For fuck's sake. Why are you so fucking powerful, Saffron?
No, I'm not.
Like a god.
I'm not. My legs are basically just mush and bone. There's no nerves left in there.
God damn it. You're not scared of getting shot? You're not...
No, oh, God, no.
I love to think... I just love this idea that it's that's just all lies. But that's just how you survived so long, because every time anyone threatens you, you're like, I don't care.
It wouldn't work.
I don't want to be dead. I'm already a ghost. Fuck you.
I've lost everything already.
I've lived my life. That's true, though.
And everyone's
All
like,
I've got
fuck
is
it up.
my daughter, who doesn't even like me that much.
Nah, we're okay. I've got some measuring... What the hell is a jeweler's loop?
Look,
What's going on there?
It's not going to help you.
It's a ticking bomb. We're not talking about jewelers' loops, okay?
But we're going.
We're smuggling this thing.
The boat is going. All I can do is keep investigating and
Yeah, well, I
tinkering.
have things that need to happen too, whilst you're looking at your hoops and your loops.
It's a very funny word.
Let's rock on.
I think it's probably a magnifying glass, one of those jewelers inspecting things for inspecting the quality of jewels.
Can I study the box for another hour?
Okay, so you're now in the main river, chugging away, chug, and as you reach past Char Hollow and approach Crow's Foot, time has passed, so we must tick down the clock.
And really, no amount of tinkering can slow this down. Yeah, you're sure of that?
You have
I have 2 pips in tinkering and 5 tinkering tools. If not me, then nobody.
Could I use a flashback as we're approaching Crow's Foot? Now, the stress is determining on what happens in the flashback. That's correct, right?
Correct.
So I've got blueprints, and I will specify my blueprints to be blueprints of like the sewer system below Crow's Foot, which leads on to where we're going to drop off our boat. And in this flashback, I've procured these blueprints and gone about seeing this route myself, and it's large enough for us to go through it and take our box through it with us.
Sounds very useful.
Now, would that need a roll? Or just stress on my part?
Let me think. I'm going to roll a fortune roll to judge the nature of these sewers. To see if there is a sewer that goes from a canal point all the way to the drop-off point.
Okay. So it's not a flashback.
It is a flashback, but we will see. In terms of how good this thing is, because otherwise you're basically just asking to skip the rest of the score. Yeah,
I see.
So, fortune. It is a 6.
Yo.
So I would say it's not a critical. So you're not going to go, underwater fast travel to the drop-off. But I think you're able to cut down some time significantly, navigating obviously through the alleyways and the side streets, carrying this thing right on foot. You're able to go unimpeded, maybe even two of you at a bit of a jog. Not Saffron, but Silas and Lorenzo.
And away from prying eyes.
Yeah. And your blueprints they're your load, right? Your loadout.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would just say that's one stress.
Nice. Super.
All right. Cool. So you reach. You reach this sewer entrance on your boat, and as you are lifting it off, are you prioritizing speed or care?
I'd say care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with care.
It's not
Okay.
daring, but it's safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
I mean, now, we've been told to be careful, and it's
Yes.
tipping.
That's what I'm
So,
thinking.
And
That's
you've
that's
implied
And
that's
that-
we're-
a point.
We're on shore in Crowsfoot, right?
You're moving it off the boat.
We're
Yes.
presently on schedule, we think, or we might think. We don't know what the clock's doing, but we
And Saffron's deciphered it's a bomb, or
Well, it's
probably
ticking-
likely to explode, so we should probably be
ticking
careful,
down
right?
something. A mix of careful and speedy. I'll go with a. Well, it's a funny one. You'd think we'd have some kind of trolley or rolling device, because really, at this point, optimistically, we put the box on a little wheelie thing and just cover it in a cloak, and we're just walking on. But what could possibly go wrong in the next 10 minutes as we walk to our spot?
Flashback, we installed a crane on the boat.
No, this bit's fine. They get off the boat, it's fine. We got it on the boat, fine. We'll get it off the boat, fine. I'm just thinking we now got a little bit of a walk. What's the value in flashing back, saying we prepared some kind of at the point we come back, some kind of help assistant carrying flat, smooth motion? Because if we're all carrying it down the thing, then that's going to be really smooth.
You are
So
going
maybe
in a
just wheel
sewer
it.
though, and I think sewers.
We're
are
going
very...
down the sewers. Okay,
Yes.
This was my flashback.
Yeah.
it's stealthy then. Then carefully down the sewers. Fine. Yep, got it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking care. So obviously time passes,
Mm-hmm.
but the box is still intact.
Apart from the panel I removed.
I'm assuming you put that back on as best you could. No. Okay.
Silas would have encouraged you to put it back on.
Oh, you think he listens to you, do you? Straight in the water, mate.
So you managed to carry it carefully through the sewers. Silas and Lorenzo maybe carrying it together. As you pass the grates above you, you hear the hubbub of Crow's Foot, and maybe the market. But you also hear shouts and cries of alarm, and the sound of clashing. And as you exit the sewer, at the nearest point to the drop-off, you see groups of people running about, and you hear the clashing of blades and people
In the
lying
dark.
unconscious in the street. You hear the blades in the dark.
That's the name of the game.
Yes, exactly. Some sort of hot tub time machine. And as you look about, sort of to try and work out what's going on, you see amongst these people bands of red sashes and lampblacks beating the nine hells out of each other. And it appears some sort of gang war has erupted in Crow's Foot.
Did we have anything to do with this? My memory's not what it used to be.
I mean, it could they are at war. Like, it could have just happened, snowballed. But there are a big fight has seemed to have broken out and people are using this opportunity to loot and things.
My shop. Oh, it's okay. It's a pile of shit. No one's going there. It's fine. Thank goodness. Whew.
Yeah, someone walks in looking for stuff, and they just find Szaszachel like
rocking back over. Slowly shut the door back on. Wow. Okay. How far are we from the drop off? What are we talking? If we see it, are we miles? Are we?
You're probably not too far.
Okay.
So this is this kind of thugs running around the streets, beating each other up, lawlessness, chaos. This is a obstacle you're having to travel through. So anyone can do actions to make sure that you're protecting this box as much as possible.
Sorry, are we out of the sewers already, or are we peeking out the sewers and we see this happening?
I feel like we're like at the sewer grate. We've opened the sewer grate, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Silas, can I recommend you ditching the lore attire? You might take a beating.
I was thinking that. Yeah, it was a little nice to be a blue coat again, although they are mostly a bunch of scoundrels, no worse than the rest of us, but yeah, I suppose so. And he chucks his cloak off in the sewer.
You know that scene in Johnny English where they climb the ladder from the sewer and he like pops the grate and he looks up and he's like and he takes it down again. He's like, ooh. I feel like that's pretty much what we're doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Is the last thing we want.
The Silas then just climbs out the grate and draws his saber and slips on his gauntlet and makes himself an imposing figure while he waits for the others to get out.
Lorenzo follows suit.
Back in just 1 minute, guys. 1 sec.
Lorenzo follows suit with some sort of dastardly knife. A mean-looking long knife.
Okay. And what is your aim for doing that?
Well, Silas is for the moment he's just waiting, but his next step will be to escort aggressively the package, and so he's not going to look for a fight, but anyone who even looks at them is going to be getting, a threat of the Templeton special.
Precisely my idea, just to ward them off, basically.
So we'll, if anyone decides to take him up on a fight, they're going to find out.
Sounds like our very first skirmish
roll.
We're
going to find out, yes, what Silas is actually like at fighting, because we don't know yet.
Well, I'm happy for you to roll now.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we can we safely assume that someone comes and takes a bit too close a look.
Yeah, I think or people just everyone bloodlust and drunkenness and disorderliness. People coming up to you like trying to pick a fight with you or trying to get the valuables off you. Maybe they see Saffron first and they see an easy target, and then you turn around. So yeah, you're definitely.
Yeah, if he's just sort of doing kind of skirmishing with like general banditry, then he's got his saber, but he prefers to punch people until he needs it. So with the general bandits, he'll be punching people, still not so kindly with his bladed gauntlet.
Nice.
Yeah, sort of like. I think what he'll likes to do is like change up his fighting style. So he might kind of like stride up to them, like looking like he's ready for a duel, and then be like, "Gotcha."
Nice.
Lorenzo will assist with this by following up and just watching his back, kind of stabbing any guys who kind of try and sneak up on him.
So we're just fighting.
Yes.
As Milo said, we're now in assault mode. Assault doctrine.
All right.
Bridge to the finish.
Skirmish then. Yes. Okay. Right. Let's do a skirmish roll. Risky position, it seems, or is it desperate?
I think this is desperate. Risky.
Risky.
You get the extra dice from me assisting as well.
Yep.
Effect standard?
Effect standard.
Heck.
Is this just for this one instance of us being attacked while carrying it, or is this for us like carrying it the rest of the way?
I think this is the role for you escorting it to the drop off. Oh dear. Ding.
Oh my god.
Saffron, it's all your fault.
I rolled a 6. I rolled a bloody 2-1-2. I mean, is it better than 2 1s? It's kind of not, because it's 3 dice. Like, it's actually kind of worse than rolling 2 1s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's alright, I have a part 2 to this plan.
Alright, so now let me resolve the consequence.
Yeah.
And thank you for the image for my thumbnail as well.
I'm getting a bit of a theme here.
Yeah. Thank you, Mikey, for your shocked. Do the O face. Yeah. There we go. Right. Okay. Yes. As you both are fending off thugs, and you do manage to fend off quite a few. And I think what happens is a band of red sashes spot you, and they recognise you from that party.
Mm-hmm. Oh god!
And they make their way over to you, and maybe 2 of them start dueling you, Silas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, smarmy kind of overconfident looks on their face. Silas wasn't at the party. He was at the hanging out at the entrance. But they probably recognise Saffron and Lorenzo as well. But and so and then maybe a third one kind of moves around the party, and they see this thing you're carrying, and they obviously assume it's something valuable that you paid to escort, because obviously that would be what they assume. And he starts to like use his saber to pick the rags off of it, like the stuff that you've draped over it, to try and see what it is. And he's like, "Oh, what's this then? Eh? What's this? Something valuable that we can take off of you? An eye for an eye. Time is it?" And you're kind of going, "Oh." And the saber goes through where the panel was removed.
Of course it does.
And
of course it does.
Sparks.
I told you to put it back on.
Sparks.
I told you to be good at fighting, mate.
And you hear the ticking increase in tempo, and as sparks come off the box, and electricity starts to connect onto you, and I think who was carrying the box whilst Silas and Lorenzo were thuggerying?
No one. This is my question. I missed it. Run me back. We're at the entrance. We step out. We get bum rushed and we're fighting them off, or did we just way into the fray?
I thought me and Silas were basically carrying it, and then we got pounced upon by these wrongdoers, and then at which point we lower it down and start fencing them off.
Then pick it up and carry on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
that's the headcanon.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna roll a fortune die.
Can I use my concealed palm pistol?
I have a part 2 planned for this.
Well, we've all got things we want. We've got things we want to do as well.
So Saffron, you take a level 1.
Let me have another go at the fighting.
Can I say I'm not actually near the box because I'm not holding it or carrying it in any way, shape, or form. Not to be a weasel, but it's literally the case.
Are you still in the grate? Are you still in the sewer? Smoking opium.
Yeah, you've fallen asleep with that bit. No, I rolled a fortune dice to pick who was nearest the box and who would get like these kind of electric shocks, electroplasmic shocks on them. And Saffron, unfortunately, you are the third person along, so a roll of a 5-6. You take electric like burns from these sparks.
On my screen, I'm the first one along, so technically for me, at 3 would be Milo, actually, so I think that's how we should do it. So how much harm are we taking here? What's the deal here?
I think just one level 1 harm.
Is this going to... Is this trauma, or is it somewhere I can't remember? I haven't done any harm yet. To go into the...
So you should have like a...
healing progress clock.
So you should have a... Where it says harm level 1 here.
Oh, yes. Harm... Oh, yes. There you go. Yep, just put in something. Harm level 1.
Put in, like, electric burn or something.
Electric burn. Sounds so cool in theory. Cool. Okay. Why are there 2 boxes? Less effect.
Because you can take 2 level 1 harms.
Great. Love it. Good to know.
So you take 2 level 1... So if you fill those 2 boxes, you have the penalty, which is less effect. If you suffer another level 1 harm and you're already full, it becomes a level 2 harm.
Great.
And then when you heal, everything moves down 1.
Cool. So is that action, whatever Milo calls that kind of attempt there, is that resolved?
Yes.
Okay, so who do we have on us? We've got how many people on us?
So I think that was I think the whole action resolves the whole situation. So you managed to fight them off.
Right, but that
eventually. Okay. But yes, the failure is that you didn't manage to protect the box.
So I hate retconning, but I thought I'd get a kind of action because obviously, yes, it's weird, right? I would have. Can more people help?
If it makes sense.
Because what I was thinking, obviously, I was gonna Saffron as his bandolier of. Actually, no, he doesn't because he doesn't have them support. No, actually, I'm gonna use the
blowpipe. Pipe. Always bring the blowpipe.
Well, the blowpipe is free, so you will have blowpipe. The only thing I was thinking, I have plenty of chemicals of like calming powder, so I was going to do. I can't think in my head what the character is, but I'm thinking like he's got like chemicals. He would just literally throw kind of like vials of this calming powder down at people. So that's what I was going to do if I had an action to kind of help us get through. I didn't realize I wasn't going to get my own separate action. I don't want to retcon, so tell me to fuck off. But I would have liked to have, while they were coming at us, used his kids like to basically chuck it at them, and the floor to kind of create like puffs of calming. What's the powder? Trance powder to induce a hypnotic, pleasant trance. So if that's all one action, I feel like it would have been quite a good help for the people coming to attack us. But you decide, because I think
I think the time has passed, but yeah, we can always jump in with assists.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's coming to terms with the new combat. I was like, oh yes, we have turns of actions, but actually it's got to get our heads around the fact that it's actually kind of like one, like you said before, like one roll to determine a whole scenario.
I feel rude when I'm jumping into assist, but I try and do it. Otherwise I won't actually get to assist.
Yes, and you can do clocks for combats as well. Like even if it's like a one-on-one duel with someone who's really good at fighting, you can do a clock to kind of chip away at each other's defenses and stuff. Or if there's a big brawl, like you would just like if there's like a 3v3, like you guys were just on. If we wanted to expand the fight a bit more, we could make it into a clock thing where you could all do your own thing. But the goal is just getting them off you and carrying this thing forward, really. So I think that's what Silas was rolling for.
Sure. I just feel weird that Saffron would have done nothing other than get shocked in the whole thing is the only problem. I'm trying to get my head around.
Okay, well, let's say that you did that thing. I mean, the result would have been the same anyway, unless you'd have rolled
a 6.
Yeah. Do you want to try now?
Yeah, it's tough. It's because I'd like to, because again, I just didn't understand the concept of it. I would have obviously, if I didn't know, I was waiting my turn. If I knew we could all just jumped in and made sense, I would have assisted if I knew that was the kind of rule of it. That's all I'm saying. So if you allow an assist roll, would Milo roll other dice?
What do we think, team? I'll put it to the party.
I'm sort of with Mikey in that I don't like the retconning of it, but I
agree.
I don't think one dice roll to resolve this whole situation, I guess if we didn't quite understand that would be it, also feels not super good.
Yeah, if I know that was like a one roll to get to a pretty dire situation, that's what I'm thinking.
So I'm while we're still feeling out, I'm kind of okay with it, especially since we'll roll a 1 anyway.
All right, go on.
Might get a 4. Go on then, roll another one. See what happens.
Oh, you want me to add it? Yeah. Roll 1d6.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
Okay, success with a consequence. So we'll say that the consequence was just the ticking, so you can not be harmed. Then.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
That feels nice. That feels nice. Yeah.
Actually, no. To be fair, we should do it the other way around because it is a success with a consequence.
Yes, fine. So ticking
so,
off.
So
fine.
you didn't tick down.
Great.
But you did take the harm protecting it.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. Right, we're all done, nickel and diamond?
Yeah, we're done. We've all learned.
Alright, cool. So, you carry on towards the shop where the drop-off is. And, Lorenzo, you spot the big bloke who you saw in the shop knocked out in front of the shop with a club in his hand. Clearly went down defending the shop. And you can see the shop, the guy who was in front who you spoke to, you can see him a bit further down the street going, "Help! You there? Yes, you! Help me!" And he's being like dragged by these thugs. And they're like, "Shut up, old man, shut up. Tell us tell us how to get you safe."
Don't engage.
Oh, sorry, he should be from Belfast.
Of course he should.
All right, so last obstacle of the score.
All right.
Unless you get a couple of failures.
Look, I'm gonna unconceal my palm pistol in one hand and then draw my knife in the other. Fucking charge him.
Okay.
Is Silas
I look behind me, hoping the other two are gonna be shortly behind me.
Yeah, Silas will absolutely be helping you. In a most obvious. In fact, I think at this point, having underestimated the opponent this time, he follows with Lorenzo, but puts away his bladed gauntlet, Carly, it's called, by the way, and
Carly
draws his pistol.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So I'll do what.
Blow dart.
I'll assist with the blow dart if there's a roll to be out of combat here.
Yes.
I'm going to do what I said we could do, and I'm going to do a quick fight clock.
Here we go.
A clock fight.
How many? So we're trying to save the guy we're delivering to. I guess that's the aim here, right?
So you can all roll an action.
Cool.
And we'll tick off segments of this fight clock where you clear these guys off.
Nice. Go on, Lorenzo.
You're leading the charge.
The first geezer, I'm gonna pop him in the kneecap with my palm pistol.
Okay.
And follow up with a
Roll
swift knife to the jugular. Position.
We're going for the kills, are we?
Yeah, of course. Fuck these guys. Need to put them down.
Well, the people identified, are they lamp blacks or are they red sashes?
It doesn't matter in the chaos. No, who knows? Just
might matter a little.
It doesn't matter.
Might matter a little. Just
right,
thinking.
Saffron, agent of chaos, suddenly being cautious.
I'm just saying.
Maybe we should just set the package off that we gave to deliver the whole thing.
I wonder if there is a bomb. And then you're like,
can I tinker with it a bit more and blow it up,
maybe?
Maybe
It's a lamp black with a family.
I'm just saying, the murder versus maim is all I'm saying. You know, there's a difference.
There's a time and a place, Saffron, and now's the time for murder.
Hey man, you're leading the attack. I can't say shit. Go for it.
I'm going to roll a fortune roll so I know for prosperity who
I
they
shouldn't
are.
have said this, should I? Damn it. Shouldn't have said.
I should not have said that.
I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
Look, even if they are like our allies, we have an alibi. you know, they're in the way.
Yes. Well, I mean, more like wouldn't be us. You'd hope in the fray no one would see it was us. But no, in this game, there's Inspector What's-His-Face is just watching us from a telescope. He knows exactly as us. So.
Oh yeah, he comes to this street for his bagel.
Every
evening.
His pret-a-manger.
Yeah, he. This pret is particularly good. Sometimes they give you free coffees, and they say it's a marketing trick, but I know it's because they like me.
They've got an amazing. They've got an absolutely amazing pasta salad.
Sometimes it's a free coffee, sometimes it's a riot. Either way, it's a great time.
Those meal deals are surely stupendous.
I think that's why they're rioting. They're just trying to get to the meal deal first, you know?
No, it's because they raised the price of a baguette to like £8.50. That's why.
That'll do it.
The trick is you want to get a large Red Bull with your triple decker sandwich.
That's it.
Right, risky position.
An innocent smoothie. RRP at £2.30.
It's good for my vitamins at my old age.
Right. Who's rolling something?
Me. Risky position.
This is desperate because you're in a fight.
Really?
This is the definition of desperate. If you don't do what you want to do, you get stabbed.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Not with a pocket pistol, a palm pistol.
You're also fighting to the death as well, so...
Effect will be extreme.
It'll be standard unless your items are fine, are they?
I've got a blade with me.
Is it a fine blade?
How do I tell?
It will be called fine blade.
It's on my load. It says a blade or two.
So it's just your tier. So you're still tier 0. These.
I didn't know you were going to improve this.
These gangs are still tier 2.
Okay.
But let's just say these are
to weaken the opponent first.
Yeah, but it's all fighting.
Okay.
I'm gonna say standard effect.
Okay. And bonus dice 1? Oh no, 2 because I've got 2 assists.
No, I'm gonna say everyone can do their own action roll rather than assist you. Well, this is so. You do not. Maybe you do manage to shoot him in the leg or in the knee, and you go to stab for the jugular, and he falls into you with his, spiky implement, and it goes straight into your torso. So take a level 2 harm called stabbed.
Oh!
Spiky implement to my chest does not sound good.
Yeah. Probably like a club with nails in it or something.
Oof. Not the rusty nail. No doubt will give me some kind of disease.
Yeah,
too.
And no segments on the fight clock, I'm afraid. From Lorenzo.
Shit. Well, how many? The guys there. How many people are on him? Two guys grabbing him. Are there a few around? Is there a straggler?
I'll say it's like 3.
Cool, because I want to use my wrecking skill to attack, because I want to use my trusty vials of acid. We know they go very well in a fight scenario.
Talk about crowd control.
Exactly. This is this whole thing. So I'm going to go for the most detached person from the person we're trying to save. If there's a third guy just doing the back, like egging him on, and just I'm going to use my wrecking skills to kind of hastily grab my vials of acid and kind of put them in a more fragile jar and just fucking lob at him. Just go for a good old wrecking attack with a vials, my fine wrecking tools.
Yep.
My vials of acid. Great.
Desperate standard.
Desperate standard. Desperate wreck.
Actually, I'm gonna say desperate great effect.
Ooh. Ooh.
Because
Hello.
Because if you're just looking for a scrap and someone starts throwing acid, you're probably going to run away.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Fantastic. My stress is pretty high, but this is. I think if Lorenzo had succeeded, I wouldn't. I'm going to use another stress to push myself on this because, we're near the end of this.
Too stressed for pushing yourself.
Oh god, it is, isn't it? Yeah, is it really? So I should take 2. Yeah, that's any scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So when I pushed myself on the tinkering of the thing, that was 2.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will. I got 3 pips left of stress. Do I use 2 of them to do this?
Same. I wouldn't risk it, mate.
Just to remind you as well, trauma is
too much stress.
No, trauma actually is not a mechanical. You don't get a mechanical effect at all until you get 4 of them. Obviously, then you're out of the game.
Yeah.
But your first couple of traumas are not necessarily like going to make you.
Oh,
I do it.
So
I push myself.
Once you fill up your stress bar, you get 1 trauma, then the stress bar resets.
Yep.
Oh,
That's fun. That's fine.
Yeah. Some of the more gamers I've seen in the player base are like, yeah, the first trauma is basically like resetting your stress for free.
And we didn't give ourselves.
Yeah, but you are then going to have one of these other tricks
Sure.
that you should play, which I think could be fun and interesting.
Which weasels obviously just ignore.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the downtime, you're reducing your trauma or stress?
Well, stress, you'd assume.
Stress, you can't remove trauma.
And did we
Oh.
say? Did we say even if Saffron and Lorenzo weren't there, did we give us any stress reduction during our downtime? I know Lorenzo got like a bit of health back. No? Alright,
No.
fair enough. Fair enough. Right, here we go then. Oh my god.
I mean, this is getting.
Oh, he's done on Milo.
This is.
That's bad.
That is
That's
really bad.
really bad.
It's weird having no
Really
rerolls as well.
nice.
Wow.
What is going on? That's
You're-
crazy.
You completely miss with the acid. He sees you coming, and he bats it away with his nail club, and then he comes into you, Saffron, and he whacks you,
That's mad.
and you get stabbed for a level 2 harm.
Could I do a flashback? I didn't do that.
Flashback to 2 seconds ago, please.
Oh, I didn't do it. That's just a level 2 harm.
Yeah.
Of stabbed.
Yes.
That's
Good old-fashioned stabbing.
abysmal.
Yeah.
How are we doing this poorly?
So, seeing Lorenzo stabbed, Saffron stabbed, and
It's
presumably
slow motion.
the three then, easy picking to start coming for Silas, who for some reason maybe stumbled on the way and he's last of the fight. You hear Silas sort of chuckling, and you have and you hear a crack of glass, and you see him spitting out some shards of glass as he consumes a rage essence vial.
Yes.
And he kind of looks up and brushes his sort of hair out of his face as the sort of red mist descends on him, and you just hear him say, "Don't start a fight you can't finish," and just lunges at them with his fine saber. It was rage essence vial in him, pushing himself.
Oh my god.
Nice.
3 ones.
So you get the extra effect for fine, and is the rage thing, what's the mechanical benefit?
You're going to enjoy what this says. A single dose greatly enhances the user's strength, resistance to pain, and irrational aggression for the span of several minutes. GM will modify your position effect accordingly, is all it says. You also suffer 2 consequences: can't tell friend from foe, and can't stop until they're all broken.
Oh, fuck's sake.
However, the friends are maybe a little bit lying on the ground stabs. I don't know how
Yeah,
much he's...
they're kind of already
but-
broken, yeah.
Well, the whole point is you're going to rescue this one guy.
Well, that could be an issue, but he's got no choice.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say desperate for superb effect. If you succeed, you will rinse them all. Any consequence though, and you'll complete the clock. Any consequence though, and this contact is getting stuck in the middle.
But it does also say you can resist these as normal, so we'll see if he needs to attempt to resist it. However, it's 2 stress to push yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would result in him receiving trauma. So.
Here we go.
Oh god, the stakes have never been higher.
3 1.
Okay, how many bonus die are we talking? So we're desperate. I think it was extreme or superb.
Superb effect.
It's not, superb doesn't exist in there.
Yeah, extreme then. That's fine.
And then bonus dice are going to be
push yourself. So 1.
Just 1 from push yourself.
Yeah.
The other stuff is taken into account with the effect.
Correct.
Oh god.
What skill are you using? Using
skirmish. So I've got
skirmish. Okay, so it's still just 3 dice.
You rolled a 6.
Yeah.
3 1s. 3 1s. 3 1s. Oh, okay.
So that was very, very close.
What? Murdering the whole party?
Okay, yeah. So you get out the old. What weapons are you using, by the way?
A weapon. He's using his fine hand saber and also his pistol.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a devil's bargain, or offer you a devil's bargain. Miraculously, the contact goes into fetal position and avoids taking any damage, which means he will be able to take this box off your hands and stop it ticking. But you murder these 3 thugs.
He sure does.
Who got in your way.
Yes, I'm taking that. That's absolutely what happens. It's obviously it's not only that, right? He's hacking and slashing. He shoots one of them. And one of them's probably crawling away.
Yes.
And he is head stomping. He is seething with rage. He is
looks like they've been mauled by a bear.
The worst. This is like
okay,
the worst he gets to. This is why he got into trouble. This is why he goes to the pits to let out the rage. And so this is like a full fucking berserker meltdown.
Saffron,
from
get the
someone
blowpipe
who
ready.
These guys are probably so far seen as being like pretty collected. Yeah, I'll take that. Right. We deliver the job, but he brutally murders 3. We don't know whose.
Yes.
Well, I know who they are. It's Bazo Baz's son. It's Inspector Corporal's beloved wife. It's fucking the most. It's your own twin brother. Trust me, it's the worst people it could possibly be. To end the consequence, actually, while bleeding out on the ground, Saffron does fucking hit Silas in the neck with a trance dart just to fucking calm him down after he's done this brutal fucking murder. Yeah, just to fucking, because he's pretty. I think Saffron's scared for his life for the first time in a long time, and just fucking hits Silas in the neck before he can. After the rampage has stopped, just to put him down, and then I think Lorenzo and Saffron finish the deal while Silas is knocked out for 6.
Lorenzo drags him inside the shop.
Maybe you look up and you just see him like curb stomping this guy's head, and you're like, fuck. You just see, and you just see the contact like just like freaking out against the wall, being like, "Oh my god, what are you?" Cool. All right, so
he's more beast than man at this point. Holy shit!
That was a cool end. So Silas is knocked out whilst you drag the shopkeep and the box into the shop, and
Lorenzo does.
And he sort of like with shaking hands, he manages to do some random things to it to stop the ticking and the hissing of the steam and the buzzing of the electroplasm and the sparking.
That panel was like that when we found it.
And he turns to you and he's like...
These thugs were like when we found them as well.
They were already mush on the floor when we got here.
Yeah. That guy's face was concave when we met him. And the guy sort of like turns to you, still shaking, and he's like, thank you for delivering this. The mistress will be pleased. What fine allies she has wrought this day. Praise be unto her.
If you say so. Just fucking hobbles out. Leaning on Lorenzo. Just like, oh, God.
Nice. End score.
End score. Successful as always.
So,
yeah.
What do we say something about making the mission pretty interesting, even if it was a boring one?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my trick for making this smuggling job interesting was, there's a whole war going on, so that's basically the hard bit.
Yeah.
I like it.
I should actually offer you as well, if you wanted to resist those harms.
I meant to ask, what was the deal with resisting consequences again? How's that going down?
So, you roll. No, wait. I've forgotten. Basically, you will pay stress to resist and nullify the harm. Well, actually, you will reduce it to a tier.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a trauma to take. Well, that still puts down to 2-1 damage. What does less effect mean? What's that? Just like what's going on there? Less effect. Just everything is less effective.
If you have 2 level 1 harms, all of your effects will be down 1 tier. So
great.
Standard is limited.
We can heal a level 1 harm fairly easily in a downtime.
I think you need to fill your 4-section healing clock to reduce harm by 1.
Oh God.
So you need to do like a critical will fill it completely.
Okay. Okay. It's almost better having just 1, 2, and 1, 1 because there's no actual impact from that, which sounds weird, right? Weirdly. Fuck it. No, it's fine. I won't take a trauma just yet.
But it sticks around longer is the problem.
All right.
So you'll be able to get rid of 2 level 1s at the same time. If you've got a level 2, that will just become a level 1.
Right, I've taken a trauma as well. I'm down to 2 level 1. It's still level 1 stabbed, is it?
All right. So to resist, let me just double check with the rule book. That's all right. Resistance. So you roll 1 damage for each attribute rating. So this will be your prowess because you're resisting physical damage.
Great.
So what is your
5.
No.
Yes.
So the first column you roll for your prowess attribute. So you got 1 dice.
Oh, what prowess? I got 5 pips in there. What do you mean? I'm so confused.
Sorry, look at your action dice pips.
My action dice pips.
On prowess. So the first column, you've only got 1 because you've got the 1 in rep.
Gotcha. So roll 1 dice to do what? What have I got to do?
Okay. So I think if you just click prowess, it should roll it for you.
Okay. Yeah, bonus dice none.
Yep.
4.
Okay, so now you take 6 stress minus your highest results.
So 2 stress.
Yep.
Cool. So that's what I took anyway. And that removes the thing. So I've taken 1 trauma, but I've reduced it down to 1. Yep. Cool. That's fun. And what are you doing with I got 1 trauma? Do I clear my stress pips now, or do I just leave it as?
Yeah, clear your stress.
And then 1 trauma pip. Great.
And you have to pick a trauma.
Ooh. Mental or physical?
I mean, you could. Well, it'll be. It's up to you, really. You can think about it and tell us next time.
Because Silas has a trauma as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's gonna be mental, I think.
Do I have trauma? Because did I need to expend an additional stress at the end there or not with the Devil's Bargain?
No, Devil's bargain doesn't cost stress.
Yeah. In that case, I don't have to trauma yet because the trauma would have been if I needed to resist an effect.
Okay.
But the devil's bargain sort of negated the need to do that.
Fine. Sorry, I thought you pushed yourself, put you into.
No, the push myself left me with 1 pip.
Nice.
I feel like everyone should be suffering trauma from whatever they just witnessed.
Yeah.
That shopkeeper is.
Yeah.
All right.
Lorenzo, do you have any? How's your stress looking?
I'm at 6 out of 9, so probably would like to reduce that if possible.
Yeah. We'll do downtime next time.
Oh, I'll be fascinated to find out what the consequences of our actions have been.
Our actions.
I mean,
your actions.
I think
your consequence was you got fucking stabbed.
maybe in the downtime we can cover up those murders, or plan it on someone else, because we've got the advantage in this situation because we know we've already done it. That information is going to travel at some point, but we can make a head start and try and cover it up early.
That will be interesting, I think, for us trying to reduce heat.
Maybe that's the next
time.
move.
Although I suspect we're going to acquire quite an amount of heat.
It'll be your standard 6 plus murder, so maybe even 8.
Well, Silas, you're going back to Dunslow, my friend. I think
it's got a factor in. This wasn't like murdering like a gentle. This is murder in the middle of a fucking war. Like that's got a factor in a little bit, right?
I think to be fair, it'll be 2, and then the target being higher tier, and then the murder will be +2. And I think as well, as you're like waiting and trying to wait for Silas to wake up, you see and hear the Death Warden's crows start to circle above and descend towards the dead bodies as they await the Spirit Warden's crows, who tell the Spirit Wardens where the dead bodies are so they can come and get their spirits before they turn into ghosts.
Awesome.
Mad,
sir. Cool. All right. Well, look forward to Friedrich being like, "And there's my goat."
I just want to say, I thought we were absolutely going to just leave that guy. I can't believe you guys I was like, well, obviously we leave him, we just drop the box off there. But you guys were like, nope, we're doing this. Well, it sounds like it was the right decision, because I guess no one else would. If we just taken the box to the room, it wouldn't have. That wouldn't have succeeded.
He was attacking the guy who we meant to drop it off to, weren't we?
Yeah, I suppose that's more important than the place. I was more thinking we get into the place, but I guess it's the guy who is more important. So we did the right thing.
If he wasn't there to stop it ticking, then it would have been
succeeded.
I don't think. You would have definitely got a reduction
a
reduction in fee for delivering a broken thing.
Sweet.
Cool.
Well, that was fun. We
it's
also
always
managed
fun.
to plan and execute within 1 session. So well done us.
Yes, the trick is just to roll really badly so you don't know anything.
Yeah, I think we found, and really, I'm trying to think what planning would have helped. I mean, we couldn't have planned to not have a war happening.
Exactly.
It was 3-3, wasn't it? It was a bit cursed from the get-go, but there you go.
Well, yeah,
that's the thing. Every smuggling expedition we have does become daring throughout, poor rolls. So that must help us somewhat.
And I think as well the inner conflict is starting to emerge as well, which I think is pretty cool. Like you've got the fact now that you realise that Silas is a psychopath, like a murdering crazy person, which is going to be quite spicy. And then you've got Saffron's kind of like devil's thumbs, kind of can't stop tinkering, even if he knows it's bad for him.
I was going to take the fucking screwdriver and I was thinking about putting a little propane bomb in there so I could blow a chunk of it out. So
nice.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
the chaos just ensues every time.
Yeah. Do it before Szaszachel's back, before he can be like
the sensible one. Don't do that. We'll do XP next time, yeah?
Yep.
Felt
I'm
like
gonna
I
get
was
so
somewhat
much
sensible.
goddamn XP.
Oh yeah, make
So
sure you've
much
marked.
desperation.
Make sure you've marked all your desperate rolls.
Yeah, I did my 2 desperate rolls. That's
Nice.
good.
Yeah, glad we actually got a proper fight as well.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I mean-
I have been spoiling for some sort of a fight. I wasn't expecting it to be that fight in particular, but quite pleased to have had an opportunity to make up for the initial "this is the one thing we brought you for" role.
Yes, I did think when I thought of gang war, maybe there'd be a chance for Silas to shine.
Would you say I addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy by doing the sewer thing?
Let's talk about it next time.
Calculation. Okay.
Talk about it next time.
Make a note.
I mean, I think that's I think if you say like, I looked at my blueprints, it's going to be like Silas being like, I spoke to a blue coat. You know.
Isn't that it? That is it, isn't it? It's like using your play style, playing your play style.
All right, cool guys. I'll see you next
Well,
time.
GG, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
Thanks
you, Olly.
everyone.